Good morning, Prague.
Good morning.
So we are here. We're about to go do our free tour and find out, are these buildings real or memorettes?
I think they're real.
Because this is crazy. So honestly, I feel like I'm looking forward to this tour more than any tour I've ever done before. And I think it's just because these buildings look so majestic and I need to know. I need to know.
Amazing. It can't even describe what they look like. I mean, it's just hard. They're so unique and yet interesting. I mean, I just feel like they're sculptures.
Yeah. And they're well preserved. They're clean. Oh, and we came up with another thing. All right. So remember, you guys, I know we won't let Vienna go. And we was telling y'all what we was telling y'all, but this is exactly what it is. Y'all remember the Seinfeld episode with the soup Nazi?
Mulligatawny and what is that right there? Is that lima bean?
Yes.
Never been a big fan.
Very good. Very good. You know something? Nothing for you. Come back. 1 year. Next.
That's Vienna. Everybody. Everybody. Exactly. The train. There was the train Nazi, the sandwich Nazi, the Starbucks nuts. It's no soup for you.
The driver Nazi.
No cup for you.
Got us out the car so daggone fast.
The taxi Nazi. The whole city's like that. And it ain't even about ethnicity, because different people were different ethnicities, but they were all acting that way.
Czech Republic. It's always like, see, this is a trick. No, not a trick question. People say Czechoslovakia sometimes, and it makes sense. You know, this place has gone by many different names. If you haven't been paying attention and you're just stumbling through Europe, you may end up in a new country. But this place, that's a big part of its history, is how much it's changed hands. So that'll be a theme throughout the whole tour. Going back to the very beginning, when we first see Prague on the map, it started as this kingdom that began with a B, which was
Bohemia.
Bohemia, precisely, yeah. Marketplace in Europe, even since the 10th century. People were trading goods here in the middle of Europe as they were passing through. But even in the 20th century, this place has been very important historically. A lot of things have happened on these stones, you know. You had Czechoslovakians celebrating the creation of this new state, 1918, and the 28th of October. At grocery store prices. And that means you can find a bottle of water for like 10 to 20 crowns instead of what you get across the street, which would be more like 70 crowns. You find at all the bakeries here. And it's pretty tasty. It's also much more affordable. Something like 20 crowns, 30 crowns. Yeah. Doesn't look good to you. Maybe it's just the picture. It's fruit in the middle, sugar on top. It's like a pastry.
And it's called a collage.
Collage, yeah.
Collage.
It starts with a K. And this is blown up. It's usually a bit smaller. You get it with coffee. And then if you want something that's more savory, you can get chlebíček, which is little open-faced sandwiches. They have them at all of the bakeries as well, behind the glass case. Many different flavors. Give it a try. Also really affordable, like 20 crowns, 30 crowns. Lastly, if you want Czech food, this is a good place to start. This is called svíčková. This is one example of what it may look like. It's beef in a cream sauce with Czech dumplings and a little bit of whipped cream, cranberry sauce, and a slice of lemon. And this is going to be about 200 crowns. Pretty reasonable price. That's 8 euros for a meal. And it's a very traditional dish. Yeah, that's a good place to start. You know, goulash is everywhere. It's all throughout the different countries in this region, but svíčková is really distinctly Czech.
Y'all, so y'all know Gwen, she's vegetarian right now. So do not judge her that she found the biggest piece of meat that she could find. Let's watch her as she takes a bite. So these desserts are not Czech. They're actually created like in 2000 for tourists because they needed something to sell tourists. Oh wow, that's a lot. Thanks. Look at all this meat she giving me. Dang. So just know that, like, you see them a lot of people come and they think, oh, this is a Czech pastry dessert, but it's really not. So this is the Charles University. And one of its famous attendees is the Albert Einstein. So guys, you see in Vienna, we saw a lot about Mozart. But one thing that a lot of us don't know or didn't know is that he was also very fond of Prague. In this theater here, he staged a lot of his operas which were very well received, to include Don Giovanni. Oops.
When you're in a city like this, especially in Prague, I highly encourage you to try to get off of the main tourist squares, because the best restaurants and cafes and experiences are often just off of the main drag. And this is a very safe city. Like, there are some petty theft situations, so you just have to make sure that you aren't like making it easy for people to grab your stuff. But in terms of violent crime, there's almost none in Prague. So it's really a place you can just walk around. There's no bad neighborhood, you know, you can just wander and get lost and enjoy the sort of magic of the city.
So Prague was once known as Bohemia. And so we always ask ourselves, well, actually we don't always ask ourselves, but I just asked myself, like just now, y'all, where does the term Bohemian Chic come from? And so he said this is what happened. Some Bohemians have migrated to Paris, but they were just the artists. So it wasn't just like a general population, they were the actual artists. So a lot of artists, Bohemian artists, moved to Paris. Parisians never seen Bohemians before and just felt that, oh, everybody in Bohemia must be like these people. They're so chic. They're so fabulous. They're so artsy. They're so colorful. And so Parisians gave them the moniker Bohemian Chic. That's where it comes from. But think about it, guys. Whenever I thought about Bohemian Chic, I always thought it was like more of people of color and not Czechoslovakians. You know what I mean? Or very European.
Right. But maybe the word color is still kind of representative in the colorful
the artists, the artistry and the way they
personality,
exactly the way they express themselves,
right, and who they attract.
And it's almost just like any artist. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like any artist is gonna have a way of being on this planet, and then somebody sees them, and you know, maybe you're used to being drab and stoic and stoic. Yeah, all of that. And so you meet some other people, you're like, oh wow.
So Bohemian just means kind of like different, even though they're from there's a location.
Yeah. But you know, he was just very clear that it wasn't that all Bohemians were like that. Guys, this is goulash. We're gonna eat some of that later, don't worry. I will let you all know.
You might need some Czech crowns if you're gonna be here for a while. And I just wanna warn you, you should not trust just any exchange office. Many of them are straight up criminal organizations. They say 0% commission, but they have all kinds of tricks to giving you bad rates to get more of your money from you. So you should get 25 crowns to the euro, around that, 20 crowns to the dollar. And a lot of these places are giving like 18, 16 crowns to the euro. So make sure you know how much money you should get, so when you exchange money, you count it and make sure it's fair. If you don't like what you got, you can always ask for your money back with your receipt in 3 hours. That's a new law, and these places have to follow it, regardless of what they say. A better option is just to go to a place you can trust, and one place is this one, the Blue Exchange Office right over there. I go there myself at the end of my tours if I get paid in different currency. I trust it very much. I always get a very good rate, so you can. So the other thing to be careful of is ATMs. ATMs, there's these blue and yellow ones that are absolutely criminal. They're everywhere too, super easy to fall for. They're Euronet ATMs, and their trick is they see you pull it, you put in a foreign card, and then they show you a screen. They say, would you like to pull out 20,000 Czech crowns? Of course you would. Probably not. That's like the average salary of a Czech person. You don't need that much money for your vacation unless you're a high roller. You know, 1,000 crowns a day will probably do. And then they'll ask you, do you accept our conversion rate? Harmless question. Don't do it, right? Y'all are already up on it. Yeah. So what happens is that they give you a very bad rate. It seems like a reasonable question, but they're asking, would you like us to take 30% of your money from you? And you say sure. Yeah. So always say no, and better yet, just avoid those blue and yellow ATMs. The bank ATMs are more trustworthy. They give you a better rate, and they probably have lower fees as well. So Raiffeisen or CSOB or any of these Czech banks will give you a good rate. Okay. Last couple things, be careful of taxis. A lot of them will really rip you off, like way overcharge you. Use Uber or Taxify or Bolt. Use public transit, even better. You pay with the card. Always choose the local currency. Don't choose your currency, because that means the machine gets to do the exchange again. And also, be careful of food on these markets. They have this similar trick to the Captain Candy, where they're charging you by weight, and they're not very honest. You know, they show you a good price, and then it's per 100 grams. So they put 200 grams of veggies on a plate, and you're charged twice as much.